Hey guys, welcome to the Leftover Culture Review. Welcome to the show. Today, I'm not happy. I received notice overnight that Atari have flagged a bunch of my original artwork for removal through redbubble.com. I'm not claiming to be like 100% innocent. It's definitely a grey area when you've got stuff like the photography I do with the Atari Jaguar console or the Atari Jaguar games. Like, that stuff's no longer being sold by Atari. That version of Atari was liquidated and the rights to that name were sold on. So it's an absolute grey area, and I'm not claiming to be like 100% innocent because I did put up images with an Atari logo in them, but it's still my photography. And when it comes to artwork like this sort of stuff Atari claimed intellectual copyright infringement over as well, and that part really bugs me because it's an original image that I made. I used a controller in it that looks a little bit like the one from the Atari 7800, and in the tags for that image, when people search for it on Redbubble, I did include Atari as a tag, as a way to find that piece of artwork because it had a video game controller in it. So Atari have flagged that. It's been removed by Redbubble, and now to reinstate that artwork, you have to go through like this DMCA counterclaim process, and it is actually a little bit involved. You can't, Redbubble specifically state, you know, don't re-upload this artwork. You have to go through our counterclaims process to get this artwork reinstated. And for the $50 that I've made off Redbubble in the last 3 or 4 years, so it's incredibly hard to say yes, I'm going to go through this counterclaims process, and it's really worth all my time and effort and energy. Look, I am going to start looking for a new shop to promote my work through. I'm going to stop using Atari in my tags, I guess, if that's going to help. I just wanted to put a video out there saying that it's kind of ridiculous. It really bugs me, and it's literally taken off like 90% of the images and the graphics that I had available through the Leftover Culture Review store. So if you do end up there for whatever reason, it's gonna look really empty because I'm not dealing with this right now. I've got enough other stuff on my plate. I don't need to be dealing with a counterclaims process for a web store that doesn't necessarily, you know, I love the idea of a web store, and I've always loved the idea of having a web store because when I first started this channel, I was a little bit romantic about how you could make money with a YouTube channel. I remember like Cinemassacre and that, there used to be like big donations and stuff and big buttons on the website you could donate to the show. And even on the Leftover Culture Review website, I did incorporate some of those donation buttons, and people have donated, and that really makes me feel, it's an amazing feeling when people, like, it doesn't matter what amount people donate, it's an incredible feeling knowing that people want to support the show. And I love that feeling, and I have had a few donations, and I really 100% appreciate it. I didn't expect to be making a living like that. Instead of asking for a donation, I set up the Leftover Culture Review store, so it was more of a, you know, if you want to help support the show, head over to the store, maybe buy some stickers if you want, buy a shirt, you get something for your money, and I get like a little bit off the end of that to help support the show. I think it's much easier than asking for a donation, actually saying, you know, head over to the store and pick up an item. So I love the idea of having a store. I do have plans on making a much better store, one with actual physical products in it, but look, that's going to take time for me to set up. That's going to take energy for me to create that and make it work as it should as well. So yeah, it really bums me out that Atari can, and even Sega have claimed my photography in the past as well. Atari have claimed my photography as well as my illustrations now. I haven't given this Leftover Culture Review store as much love as I should, but then when things can get taken down overnight like that without any way to have a rebuttal, without any way to, like, there's a counterclaims process, but it's long and involved, and when things can just get taken down overnight, it really opens up your eyes a bit, I guess, to how fickle things can be here on the internet. How like overnight things can change that drastically. I'm kind of glad that I didn't make any money off the store because I'd be really hurting right about now, even though I felt like I had the right to sell my artwork at least, even if the photography was a bit more of a grey area. It really, it annoys me, it confuses me, and it makes me scared. 3 feelings that I don't particularly enjoy all that much. So look, I appreciate you listening to my rant. I just wanted to, I guess, fill you in about what's happening with the Leftover Culture Review store, especially if you visit there today. I also wanted to just have a quick little rant about as much as I love this online store idea and I love having, you know, designs and graphics you can upload, being able to control that process and being like the person that controls that is, it's becoming more and more important to me, and having that sort of control, it's priceless. Yeah, you can't rely on all these other services because, yeah, it feels like eventually everyone's gonna let you down. Whew, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode of Leftover Culture Review. I did want to just quickly put anyone's mind at ease that I do have some really big show ideas coming up. I've got some games in the post at the moment, actually. I've got some big ideas moving forward, but the last couple of weeks have been crushing. I've been out of work for the last 2.5 months, and trying to balance and manage my time has been harder than ever. I've had some really big ideas and projects and things come up outside of the Leftover Culture Review that I've had to put some time, effort, energy and resources into finishing and doing, and I have neglected the show a little bit, but I have started filming a bit of new footage against the green screen that I think is going to turn out really nicely. I've got a game in the mail right now that I'm really excited to pull out, as well as some stuff for the Leftovers channel. So please, if you haven't yet, go check out the Leftovers channel if you want to see stuff like gameplay footage from the show, as well as action figure reviews and Goosebumps book reading. I need to get back into that, but I was taking the Goosebumps short story books and actually reading them for the channel, which I did have a lot of fun doing actually, and working with audio and inserting like sound effects and grunts and noises to really help build out that story. So if you do like that sort of stuff, go check out the Leftovers channel. The reason I'm promoting it is because I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers over there, and I would love to reach that threshold where I could start, you know, being able to support the Leftover Culture Review through, you know, 2 different channels running slightly different types of content, really working together to help support the main, yeah, the business end over here of the production. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for listening to me rant. I'm going to start looking for a new web shop to host stuff through. I'm going to get it back up and running. I do love the idea of it. I'm just really bummed at the moment by how this all went down overnight and how the counterclaim process works. It's kind of disappointing, but yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time with some more Leftover Culture. Cheers.